Part 10. What's up, YouTube? Thank you for making it to double digits. Appreciate it immensely. I am looking forward to seeing what happens in this episode as well as all subsequent episodes because this game has been absolutely fantastic so far. As always, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, follow the links in the description, come hang out with us on Twitch sometimes. The last 2 episodes have been during the day. I try to swing daytime streams when I can. But I appreciate so much that you support this playthrough, whether you're following along as we're going through it, or if you are watching this many years in the future. Thank you so much for your support. Let's keep it going and see where the night takes us, huh?
Now, it's a public monument, not his private shrine.
All right, so just for a recap here. We are doing the Honor the Fallen. Sun Priest Naman wants to usher a new era of reconciliation between tribes by helping 3 pilgrims. Each wishes to mourn loved ones lost during the Red Raids, but obstacles stand in the way. Let's find out what those obstacles are, huh? Hello, Brageld.
You won't get in there. That dried up old prune in a robe sees to that.
I can be persuasive. But what does an Osram want with a Karja shrine anyway?
It reminds me of someone. Gone 2 years now. But what does a girl like you know of loss?
Try me.
I had a lover. Worked on monuments to their bastard king. Then he gave them a show in their sun ring for good measure. The Karja gave me back his broken bones, but what use are they? They won't build again. They won't make me smile.
And seeing a statue of the Mad Sun King will?
I need to see his work again. The marks his hands carved. The set of the metals they hammered. That's the soul of him. But that shriveled up old priest won't let me near it.
I'll see what I can do.
As we talk about anytime grief shows up in one of these games, people are entitled to grieve in the ways that they need to, so long as it doesn't cause harm to self or others. So this guy wanting to get near this statue or like wanting to be able to do what he's requesting is perfectly legitimate so far as it's like okay and legal to do. Like the actual sentiment of wanting to do that and finding meaning in that is totally fine. I wouldn't want to talk him out of that. Maybe there's some wiggle room here for him to be able to do that. Now that said, when he says, what would a girl like you know about loss? Dude, you really got to be careful on saying stuff like that to people. Humans are infinitely complex. Just because somebody's young or looks a certain way doesn't mean that they haven't experienced loss and grief. Sometimes people will say these things as a product of the fact that they feel so isolated in their grief that they believe that it's impossible for anybody to fully understand what they're going through. And that is technically true. Somebody is not ever going to be able to one-to-one understand your grief and loss, but people experience loss in any number of ways, and that is something that you can connect with people on. So you got to be careful saying that stuff to people because you immediately become polarized to them to an extent when you do that, because most people are going to respond to that being like, yeah, I do, because I've lost X things in my life. Now, that said, he might be using that as a defense mechanism because if she acknowledges loss that she's gone through and empathizes with him, it may hit a tender spot that he doesn't want to engage with at the moment. But better for him to say, hey, I'm not really in a position to talk about what's going on, than to say, what does a person like you know about loss? You don't really want to go in that direction, no matter how isolated you feel. There is a way to connect with people among loss because it's something all of us experience. All right.
Every time I go near the statue, he shouts at me.
Osram slaves built that thing.
We deserve to have a look.
It may have been meant for the Mad Sun King, but it's ours now.
It's a public monument, not his private shrine.
Now let's see what their reasoning is.
Turn away, child. The abiding Jahaman wishes to be alone in his retreat.
If you want to be alone, go someplace else. Others want to pray here.
Defile it, you mean? Yet another debasement of what was once pure. Truly, our tribe has lost the light. Our king is false, our temple is corrupt, and our soldiers weak. The sun hastens across the sky for shame.
We don't know nothing about nothing right now. So I am not of the mind that we need to come in here guns blazing on this guy because we need more information. Truthfully, I don't even know that this is necessarily something that I'd want to get involved with, but for all intents and purposes, getting involved with these things in video games is part of the game, which is why we're doing it. But I'm going to try to get as much information from him as I possibly can, which is cool that this decision wheel is going to let us do that, because I need to understand where he's coming from before I make any kind of judgment or any kind of decision about what intervention I want to bring to the table. So we're going to start where he started before I go for the haymaker on the left.
I thought Avad taking the throne was the sun's will.
The boy dishonored his father, dishonored us all. To kill a Sun King. What shadow, what twilight time he brought upon us.
And how many more would the Mad Sun King have killed if Avad hadn't stopped him?
The sun called for blood. There was no choice but to obey.
Oh boy. Okay. Ooh. Okay. This is one of the most, for me anyway, this is one of the most fascinating dynamics that people can engage with. It really is. It really, really, truly is. And I'm going to do my best to approach this empathically and like informationally, because I do absolutely have some bias toward the way that this guy just responded to us. But I'm going to try to sort of be mindful of that when I answer this, or when I talk about this. So one of the great critiques of people who engage in religious or spiritual doctrine is often that religious and spiritual doctrine gets cherry-picked when it is convenient for a human's subjective experience. And then where this gets extra complicated is whether you fall into the camp of religious doctrine and spirituality are human constructs that were created by humans to answer certain questions and may or may not be true, or if you fall into the camp of, no, this is actually objectively true. Like, this doctrine is the answer in an absolute space. And it can be incredibly difficult for people to engage with folk if you are not of the mind that this is the true way and that like the way that scriptures are written or whatever is absolute truth. If you're not in that camp, it can be immensely difficult to empathize with and understand the position that a person takes if they believe that it is absolutely true. So where am I going with this? So this guy, it seems, is a person who believes in the absolutism of whatever the religious doctrine of the Karja is as it relates to the sun. And given that that's the case, what this guy has said to Aloy here actually makes a lot of sense, as weird as it may feel. Because if these Karja actually believe, and you know, work with me here, okay? Like I'm gonna zoom out real quick for this, because this is an exercise for all of us, okay? This is an exercise in difficult empathy for some. We have to step into the idea of what do these people actually believe is real. And the Karja believe that the sun is this ultimate deity, and that the sun speaks through the Mad King. Or not through the Mad King, through the King, through the Sun King. And they believe this to be the objective reality and truth of what it is. And so whether you believe that that was created by humans or not is inconsequential to the fact that this is what they think is actually real. So it stands to reason that if the Sun King is ordering the red raids, that is not the will of the Sun King. That is the will of the sun, which is the thing that we worship and cannot possibly fully understand because its scope knows no bounds and extends infinitely beyond what the human understanding of the sun is. The sun has a great plan. And if the Sun King is ordering the murders of the Nora, it must be justified because that's the sun's will. Now, if you believe that to be true, you are not going to be shaken by an argument to the contrary, because no matter what anybody says, you're going to constantly fall back on the idea that, like, well, the sun talks to the Sun King, and that's what the Sun King told us to do. And so that's what we do, because that's the will of the sun. It can be frustrating, but it makes sense. It's actually very easy in some ways to interface with, because you just take that person's reality at face value. Now, where this gets incredibly complicated, I think for many of us, is that a large bulk of people would say that, well, we don't know this to be true. Like, maybe the sun is a deity, but we have all of these other spiritual constructs that we have come up with, and we might even argue that religion and spirituality are in and of itself only derived from what the human brain is capable of creating and perpetuating. And so if you take that perspective on this, now you inject a lot of complicated ethics and morality into this situation, where you have to basically attend to the idea of, like, yeah, but what if you guys are wrong? Like, what if the sun doesn't tell Avad or Jiran anything? And literally Jiran is just a sadistic bastard who wanted to kill the Nora for whatever selfish reason he had, and it had nothing to do with the sun. Well, now, if that's the case, all these priests and Karja who followed look like idiots because they're following somebody who's absolutely deranged. So they're maybe likely to polarize into, well, it's the will of the sun. Which is then where you get into the argument about cherry picking religion and spirituality in order to make explanations of problematic behavior as it relates to some maybe objective sense of collective well-being. So this shit is crazy complicated, because right now Aloy is sitting in front of a person who believes all of this stuff to be true and self-evident. Thus, there's really not a lot of room here, I think, for us to, like, negotiate with this guy. We're better off just sort of trying to, like, learn where he's coming from and try to work within that reality potentially to get to meet this guy's need to engage with the shrine. So this is incredibly hard to do. It's incredibly hard to do, particularly if you're somebody that's not steeped in the same level of belief that this guy is. And so getting into those shoes and understanding it is deeply important if you want to influence him. Because if you come at him at like a battering ram, he is going to have an answer for every single piece of dissonance you try to inject. To the point that he may even have like a persecution complex around that. But like he literally has, because he's going to funnel everything back up to the truth is the Son tells us what to do and it is the Son's will. Thus, even if you don't agree with it, it's justified. And so Aloy has to work with that guy's reality if she wants to have any chance of helping this other dude get an opportunity to go to this shrine. Really, 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 really tough stuff to do. It's surreal when highly really are shown tangible, plain evidence that contradicts their belief. What does the mind go through during that process of evidence that knows it can't ignore? Dissonance. And then we often fall back and assimilate it. It's very easy to get into an abstract sense of it's part of a greater plan that I don't understand. Like you can basically use that for any dissonance that you experience. And a lot of spirituality, not so much, but a lot of religious doctrine does a very good job of helping people have answers for dissonance. And it's a way to perpetuate the belief. And for some, that is very difficult. For others, it's very easy because, again, they believe in their core the actual like tenets of the spirituality. And that's just, it's a very hard space to walk into. But it's also equally, see, like, God, it's crazy how we can have like one interaction. I can talk about this for like 15 minutes. So the other part of this, like if you want to get into like the really high level empathy stuff with this to another degree, is the other thing that Aloy needs to understand here is that as difficult as it may be for her to walk into that guy's world, like as hard as it is for Aloy to maybe say like, yes, the Son's will is what created the Red Raids. And I believe that entirely. It is equally as difficult for that guy to step into her world. For that guy, the idea that the Son is not all powerful and has a will that is passed through the Sun King, that is equally difficult for that guy to walk into. And so what a lot of people do on each side here is they expect that it's easier to walk over to their side than it is for them to walk into the other one. And so that's where you start to see people argue and try to convince the other person of their particular worldview. Because we think that it's easy for people to walk into that. But when you sit in an absolute space, it's not. So the idea that the Son has no will for this guy is as foreign to him as it would be for Aloy to step into the idea that the Son has will. And so we're at a massive stalemate. At which point we have to now decide, like, what do we do with that? Because changing this guy's viewpoint and changing Aloy's viewpoint, maybe not going to work so well. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So we're going to just ask him more questions. I just want to get more of a feel for him.
You called the temple corrupt, but aren't you one of its priests?
They call themselves sun priests, but they have no authority. Youths and sycophants all. Yet those who gave their whole lives to the Sun's service are shamed and ignored.
So that's what this is. A tantrum? A cry for attention?
Woo! You know nothing of our rights, and yet you dare to insult me.
Yeah, that's a big whiff. Huge whiff from Aloy there. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly that interaction right there, I hope, makes complete sense to you after everything I just said. That was a massive misfire on her account because, yeah, like she basically just went in there and like totally insulted this guy, and this guy absolutely believes everything he's saying. So like, you are not going to foster any kind of connection with this guy by doing this. And again, if we were just in passing having a conversation, sure, Aloy could be like, yeah, whatever, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm just going to kind of go my other way, agree to disagree, whatever. But she has an objective in engaging with him. Her objective is to get people access to this shrine. Insulting him is not the way. It's not the way. Now, I can understand, like, I don't expect Aloy to have the level of sophistication necessary in order to engage with this guy. Like, this is a huge ask. It's a huge ask for Aloy to be intervening here. She's not diplomatic in any way. She has not shown herself to be. Maybe a handful of times, but for the most part, Aloy is not particularly diplomatic. And so she misfires here if she's trying to get somewhere. You might hate it, but you got to work with this guy's reality if you're going to make any headway. To insult him, you might feel better when you walk away from the interaction knowing you got one in on him, but did you actually achieve your objective? Probably not. Now he's just pissed off. And so are you.
Why do you think your army is weak? Because you're not at war with everyone?
A Karja throne relying on forged dirt mercenaries? Preposterous! The so-called liberation was nothing but a purge. Our most blessed warriors, chased out of the city, exiled to Sunfall and the Forbidden West. Our tribe is torn. The ones who walked in light now go by shadow.
And yet everyone but you seems happy they're gone.
I mean, to his credit, I guess he's hanging in there with the conversation.
So the Karja have become impure? What does that even mean?
Is Meridian not meant for those who built it, who made it great? It was pure before Outlander squatters took it over.
You mean Meridian was pure when the outsiders were in cages or dying in your arena?
The sun is pure, child. It is not our place to question its divine will, only to act upon it.
This is what I mean, chat. He's consistent. At the very least, this guy is consistent. You know exactly what you're working with. In a very roundabout way, I can appreciate the fact that this guy is consistent. It's not great what he's consistent about. I agree. Okay? But again, this guy believes that that's what the sun wants. So like you gotta decide what you're gonna do here. But he's consistent. Everything he's saying makes complete sense to me. Complete sense to me. And no amount of polarizing against him is gonna help.
I'm done arguing with you. Stay or go, but I won't allow you to keep others away.
I am here by the will of the sun.
Boy. You're a coward. You have no authority here. Change has already happened. So here's... Oh, boy. Okay. I love this. This whole interaction is going to take us the entire freaking stream. Okay. So here's what I love about this. Because he is so consistent, you can use his rigid adherence to doctrine to potentially influence him. So what Aloy could say here, if she's really trying to meaningfully interact with him, is, so if you are here by the sun's will, and you have been put in this space right now to take on this duty, and the sun is the all-knowing, all-influential thing, it seems to me that the sun has sent these people here to you for a reason. Why else would they not be here? Or like, why else would they be here? So is it not the sun's will that these people are at your door trying to get access to this shrine of a person that you have claimed the sun touched and influenced? My understanding is that they want a better understanding of the way in which the sun influenced his decision-making. So perhaps this is the sun sending people over here to get more information about how it works, about how its will was, carried out. At what point are you depriving these people of the sun's will by blocking them? It's really your only shot, in my opinion. Like, unless you're going to say, I'm going to use physical force to remove you, and these people are going to come barge through here. Like, other than that, you don't have a lot of play here. So when I look at you're a coward, you have no authority here, and change has already happened, none of these are particularly useful. You have no authority here is completely going to fall flat because this guy is 100% thinks he has authority here. It's the entire reason he's standing here. you're a coward, I don't know that that's going to insult him, because I'm pretty sure he would say, yeah, I submit to the will of the sun. If that's cowardice, then yeah, call me a coward. And change has already happened. I don't think that's going to land for him either, because he seems to be relatively threatened by change. I will say, though, that one of these has some level of tangible, observable backing, which is that change has already happened. So I'm going to, at the very least, use a concrete variable in order to interact with him and see what happens.
If you won't accept change, you should try to make peace with it. Your bitterness has poisoned you.
I have no need of your pity.
I wasn't offering it. But if you step aside, you can keep your pride, since it's so important to you.
There'll be a reckoning.
You'll back away from it.
Ha! Oh, that's a hell of an insult. I am surprised that worked. I kind of wish, from a game design standpoint, that it didn't. But, you know, games gotta have happy endings, I guess. Because I can't see that guy standing aside that easily. I just can't. I think you would actually have to threaten force. And even then, yeah, he becomes a martyr.
Night's coming. Good rest to those who earned it.
So there's this big-ass statue.
The longer we stay here, the more it'll feel like home.
He gave them the best work he'd ever do. And look at it now.
They defaced it because they hated what it stood for.
They defaced a thing slaves like him lived and died for. Slaves they've already forgotten. Short-sighted bastards, the lot. If they thought their son set off this bridge, they'd jump after it. I thank you for honoring my wish.
I hope you can find peace.
I wouldn't know what to do with it, any more than the Karja do.
Get a wink of sleep. Thought my bed from a
Pretty honest.
Just like them, it's too damn soft.
Man.
Well,
Dude, there is some complicated shit going on in this world. And, I'm all for it, but my God, does it make for some meaty talks.
It's always the ones you least expect.
You're very welcome, good buddy. Oh, man. Vantage point.
Frivolous, isn't it?
I'm curious to see what this is all about. I like how these games show the clashing of different cultures. This game in particular, I think, represents it incredibly well. I mean, just the sheer number of dynamics that we've had to cover. I don't want to shoot at them if I can help it, but I do want to get up. Even get up.
She saw me.
Please disperse. No way this is it. There's no way. Ha! Wow. Okay. There's no way that's how I'm supposed to do this. This is like some Death Stranding level nonsense right now. Come on, Aloy. You can do it. That's right. If it's stupid but it works, it ain't stupid. How the hell do I get up here, though? I don't... I'm so confused by how, like, you're supposed to... Like... What? Supply crate. Oh, God. It's so ridiculous that I'm doing this way. Can it be daytime yet? Tired of walking around at night.
It'd be fascinating if they weren't looking for me.
Okay. Something tells me I'm supposed to get up there, but I don't... Yeah, I am, because there's that eye thing, but how...
That's it. Nothing to see here. Another message from the ancient past.
Yeah, if only we could get in there. No way, dude. No way this is what you're supposed to do. I can just see a YouTube comment now, like, no, Dr. Mick, you're supposed to do it this way. I can't believe that worked. Or if this is how you're supposed to do it, this is wild. Ugh! Yeah! Okay. Come on. Come on. Ah! No. Come on, Aloy. There's gotta be a little edge here. Ugh. It's not how you're supposed to do this. I know it's not how you're supposed to do this. But what the hell am I supposed to do? Oh. God. Literally marked edges for me to climb up. What an idiot. I double clutched. Oh no.
Was a guard under the last king.
I totally double clutched on that when I jumped. I like had a moment of hesitation. You have to commit to a jump like that. It's like Dark Knight Rises, man. You got to do it without the rope. And you got to commit. I was really hoping that I was gonna make it up that way, but we'll do it the boring way. We'll just climb the marked edges. It would have been amazing if that worked. All right, we'll just Nathan Drake our way up. Personally, I find the other way to be a lot more engaging. Like, you gotta find the crazy route up. It's like in Destiny when they had the mountain in Destiny 1 and people had to find their way to the top. Like that, I like. This is just kind of like, all right, climb the thing. This is like Ubisoft level design here. Okay.
Apaka's shitstorm tour, day 9. I was setting up my tent right here when Wyatt's call came through. I came as fast as I could, but you'd already slipped into a coma. We never got a chance to say goodbye.
Okay. Well, we did it. Let's go to the other two.
Quick way down. I
really need a horse, man. don't even, do I even have a bonfire nearby those? No. All right, we're just gonna hoof it. Why does she have to rappel down the most anxiety-inducing way possible? That's my Aloy. Am I going through Meridian in order to get out there? Yeah.
I love this bit.
There's more to the codex. Oh, is there? Unknown man. Serve and they live, disobey, and I will open their throats and leave their corpses to prune in the sun. Okay.
Couldn't imagine living anywhere else.
What?
Whoosh. Is it real? Has anyone survived in the encounter?
I gotta take the lift.
Good to see you.
When will it be daytime again? My God, is it the winter solstice right now? We're gonna admire the architecture while we wait for the lift.
Move along. You have no...
Wrong thing. Oh, okay. A pocket shitstorm tour, day 9. I was setting up my tent right here when Wyatt's call came through. I came as fast as I could, but you'd already slipped into a coma. We never got a chance to say goodbye. Text. Hi, Ma. My plan was to go camping here after the Amos 15 launch. I'd been working OT for the past 9 months, so I was pretty frazzled, and I figured I should take a weekend to relax before a crunch started up again. I was setting up my tent when Wyatt's call came through. He said it was an emergency. I called a lift spin vert and made it to Denver General in less than 27 minutes. I was too late. You'd already slipped into a coma. I didn't understand how that could be, but when I told Wyatt to explain, he just kept choking up, waving me toward the care station. So it was a holodoc that broke the news. How you've been diagnosed a year earlier, the adverse reactions to gene therapy and polymer vascular replacements, the 6 months of mobile dialysis. I couldn't believe you'd kept it all secret from me. Even at the height of crunch, I called you once or twice a week, so you just sat there listening to me enthuse about my latest project or complain about workplace politics, and all the while you were dying? It didn't make sense. I marched back to Wyatt, cornered him, and demanded that he explain. He said you hadn't want to distract me, that I was doing important work and needed to focus. You know, as though the latest Amos launch and the palladium and rhodium I'd bring back to Earth mattered more than the Ma who was already here. Wyatt kept saying how proud you were of me. He even parroted that onwards and upwards phrase of yours. He said I should get back to work, that that's what you would have wanted, that he'd stay at the hospital and keep me informed. I didn't go back to work. I called in. It took arguing my way past 2 supervisors, a labyrinthine automated HR menu, a human resources AI, and an anal defensive benefits executive to activate my personal leave. But I did it. And then I sat at your bedside for the next 7 days. I kept thinking of your hospital after my OD at the amphitheater. Kept thinking that if you came out of the coma, I wanted my face to be the first thing you saw. On the 8th day, they pronounced you dead. After the funeral, I went back to work, but I wasn't really there. I kept telling myself to focus, that it was okay to be there. It was what you would have wanted after all. Onwards and upwards. But my work fell behind. When my supervisor called me for an emergency review, I told myself to play it cool, accept the criticism, and promise to do better. It didn't go like that. I snapped and shouted at him and then broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. 2 minutes and 3 sec drones later, and I was standing outside the Pharaoh building, blinking in the sunshine, straightening my bunched up clothes. An alert on my focus indicated that I should go home for the day, then report for a disciplinary review on Monday. But I didn't go home. Another idea had risen up in my mind, already fully formed. I guess I'd already been thinking of doing it for a while. I took a lift spin to Pioneer Park. 10 minutes of asking me around and a truth test to show I wasn't a cop was all it took to make a connection. I went home with the drugs, started using, and didn't stop. Duster, snake, skydive, overcast, no razor wing at least. I didn't take calls, didn't show up for the disciplinary review on Monday morning. A friend stopped by and hammered the door until I answered it. When he saw what was happening, he staged a one-man intervention. I agreed to go into treatment, but I didn't harbor any illusions. Use of personal leave was bad, but use of Psych SA leave? Career suicide. Sure, they couldn't legally fire me for it, but I'd been around FAS long enough to know that they'd find a way. My career was over. I thought I was at rock bottom, but I was wrong, of course. I still had a long way to fall. Damn. That was intense. Holy crap. I mean, the only thing that I can really that I will say about it is this idea that withholding information because you're worried about the decision a person will make when they know it, generally not a great idea. Let people decide what to do with the facts of what's happening. There's so many people that will be like, oh, I don't want to tell them this because then they'll make a decision to leave and do this. Oh my gosh, well, maybe it's more important to them to do that, kind of like he insinuated in that letter. He's like, it's more important for me to attend to you down here than it is for me to do this. And if he makes that decision, he makes that decision. So, making decisions on behalf of other people or policing other people's boundaries around something by withholding certain information, not a great idea. If she wanted to withhold the information because she personally didn't want the information to be out there, that's fine. But if she's more trying to make a decision on his behalf, it doesn't feel good. And in the case of her dying, you leave a lot of unresolved shit by doing that. And there may even be some resentment there because you made a decision for him instead of allowing him to make a decision himself. Man. Well, now I look forward to doing more of those vantage points because if that stuff's that juicy, I'm super into it. By the way, thanks for being here, friends. I really do appreciate you taking the time, whether you're here on Twitch or whether you're watching me on YouTube. Thank you so much for supporting what I do. Thought maybe we get some more there. Cool little town down here. Look at all that corn. All right. First stop over here. Ooh, what's going on? How big the moon is.
All right.
Oh boy. Wow. All right. I double clutched that. Level 26 already. Alright. I am...
This must be the sun's climb, where the Banuk wants to paint his mark.
Go to the top of the sun's climb. Okay. Where are my nice white painted ledges? Mama's got to get to the top. Oh. Boom! Shooting the birds down is a lot of fun. Come on. Come on. There we go. Hearing them explode on the way down. Oh, what up? Where did you go? Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Do a better vantage point here. Oh! How are you still alive? Holy shit.
It's good to be free of the city.
Okay. Flower action. Ooh. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high or veils in hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in a never-ending line along the margin of the bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance.
Their new growth.
Alrighty. So we get poems in some of the flowers, apparently. Oh. What's up, dude? Didn't see you there.
You were a better hunter than I. I'll paint the mark while the spirits of the Glinthawks linger.
There'll be more where they came from.
Yes, there will always be more machines. Their spirits find new bodies, but we only last as long as memory. That's why I must leave this story. A monument to our vanished shamans, to the wisdom the Karja bled from us. The machine oil in the paint will preserve it. Preserve their memory against all that was cut away. You have my thanks, Hunter.
I gotta say, the Banuk seem pretty cool. Every Banuk we've met has been kind of a badass. Alright, so we talked to a Banuk. We've talked to a Oseram. And now I wonder who else we're going to talk to. Do I really have to? You're going to make me walk all the way down this mountain? I don't get a cool rappel off the edge on this guy. Does not seem. Music sounds like Shadow of the Colossus right now. When you're at a certain lake with a certain birdie. Okay. Well, at least it's daytime now. What the hell am I stuck on? Holy shit. The most dense palm tree I've ever come across in my life. Alright. Back to the beaten path, Aloy. No more dense palms.
This is where the Otaru wanted to say her goodbyes.
Okay. Okay. Oh shit.
Got it.
Strong ass gazebo.
Here we are again, where we never left.
You just chilling there? Let me kill this shit first. What's up, Utaru?
When we fled from our cages during the liberation, I tore through this clearing, thinking my friend was behind me. I kept running, but here she remains. Thank you for making it safe for me to return.
I don't want to rush you, but it won't stay safe for long.
I understand. I've done this before in waking dreams. In the pool, I'll find the bracelet of seeds she dropped when she fell. The seeds will be split, escaped, grown wild. She's passing from my memory into the jungles. I'll tell her it was I who died here and became a stranger in our own land, and she who still lives in every time of planting, of rains, harvests.
What is it?
There. Her bracelet. And I thought she was behind me. But there's only my reflection.
Do you need to be alone?
For the first time, I am.
Okay. I don't follow totally, but I appreciate her willingness to share it. And hopefully she's able to find some meaning through whatever kind of ritual she uses here. I don't recall that, Faulty. We just showed up and it said kill the snap maws. Campfire. All right. So now we're gonna go to this house. Fatal inheritance. Oh, here we go. Brahman, the son of a Karjan noble, barely escaped his father's estate when machines attacked. He needs a machine hunter to clear the place out and discover if his family survived. Okay. We're in the area, so might as well do that. Go, swim, Aloy, swim. There's gotta be... Okay, so there's a path that's gonna take us down there. Gotta be.
These are helpful. Bitter, though.
Beckdorf, thank you for the 22 months. Appreciate it.
This must be Ranamon's family estate.
Damn, this is a nice-ass estate. Holy shit. There's some... Oh, no. Oh, boy. What you doing over there, big boy?
I wonder what made these machines attack without warning.
I mean, they've been acting really weird in general, so I can't say I'm entirely surprised. Damn, dude, this is a big ass place. In a minute. In a minute. In a minute. I'm just making sure all your stuff is intact.
Oh, thank you. I didn't really believe anyone was coming for me. I think everyone else is dead.
Somebody else is banging on a door. Maybe not everybody, but what happened?
Tell me what happened when the machines attacked.
There were screams. I came running. The Ravager ripped through the guards like dolls. My father pushed me into the larder. I heard him kill a watcher. Then, blasts from the Ravager's cannon. Silence. I tried opening the door, but he'd locked me in.
He saved your life.
And I'll never be able to thank him.
Do you have any idea where the machines came from, or why they attacked so suddenly?
We've been seeing more and more machines around here every year. That's why my father hired more guards. But they've never attacked like this before. I have no idea what caused it.
Stay here. I'm gonna have a look around.
I will. I need to take a moment with my father.
Got anything good in here? You don't mind if I loot your home? What is all that banging?
I need to get in there and look at that thing.
Enter the workshop. Dude, this sucks, man. That lady's like, oh God.
Locked. There must be a way in.
Gotta be. Always is, Aloy. There's always a couple of stones sticking out just far enough for you to get up there. Always. Oh shit.
That device is sending out a signal. Could be what attracted the machines. Okay, that should cut the signal. But someone put this here to call in the machines and kill everyone on the estate.
I love that Aloy knows how to disarm electronics like that. Gosh, what a great skill set. As most doors do. What a great skill set to have, Aloy. Binary, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. Alright, so... return. Okay, so we're gonna return to Meridian. So let's go. I guess get this flower and then go to Meridian. There we go. Okay, so are those like, maybe those are explosions. I thought it was somebody knocking on a door. Wait, whoa, wait a second. I actually need to return. I need to return here, I think. Be like, hey, there's a freaking receiver in here. You probably shouldn't stay here. Wait, where'd she go? Hey! God damn. You want me to send somebody to help you, like, clean up the bodies?
I found a lure. I think someone might have put it here deliberately to draw in the machines. Did your father have enemies?
Ranneman. My brother. First there was gambling, then stealing, then extortion. He swore vengeance when my father kicked him out.
It was Ranneman who begged me to come. He needed the machines cleared out to claim the property.
We can't let him. That murderous snake.
Can't let me do what, sister? Claim my inheritance?
We shared a creche, murderer. Have you no honor?
Oh, I guess not. But I will have this estate. When you meet father in the next life, tell him I'm enjoying his money. As for you, this little device will summon more machines. A lot easier than killing you myself.
What an idiot! What an idiot! Let me activate it while I'm still holding it.
Still surprised.
Holy shit, no wonder that guy can't make his own money. Oh man, that was freaking classic. I even thought that. I was like, why is he holding on to that while it's active? Oh man, that was hilarious. All right. Woo! Sawed off, thanks for the $5. What a doofus, man. Where is he? Where is that dum-dum at? Where did she go? Oh, she's over here. Oh, man.
I'm glad there are good people like you in the world. It helps to make up for scum like my brother. My father was always generous in his gratitude. A family tradition I would like to continue. Take this. I hope it will help you in your travels.
One remarkable reward box. Well, thank you.
I know my father would want me to rebuild, but I just don't think it's safe.
Okay. You don't have to. You do it on your own time. Woo! Remarkable reward box. Let's see. I like the animation for these changes when you open them. All right. What's up, Red? All right, now we go back to Meridian. Well, it sucks. That guy had some great drip. But, you know, trying to sick machines on your sister so you can win the estate, man. Woof. I just wanted to freeload off Daddy's money. Yeah, it feels like we're in the forbidden Pacific Northwest with how much rain we've been getting in this game. Oh, man. All the way up there. Give me those ledges, baby. No. Oh God, we're at a stalker site? That's gonna be El Succo. So let's get out of here. Climb. Climb! Oh God! Ignore the gunfire, Aloy. Is there a merchant just showing up here? What are you doing up here? Other than giving me a free sample. Alright, well, have fun, huh? Metal Flower, Mark 3E. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless with fruit the vines that round the thatch eaves run. To bend with apples the mossed cottage trees, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core. To swell the gourd and plump the hazel shells with a sweet kernel, to set budding more. And still more later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease. Okay. Market is uncontested. I suppose that's true. All right. Set up this campfire and see how long it takes me to figure this shit out. Okay. Now, I must recall how I got up there. Oh, easy. What's up, 4? Great to have you here. All right.
Greeting. Buy what you need, leave the rest.
Hey, look at me. I'm the captain now. I'm the captain. I pray to the big spire.
So you've come back to the temple.
I was invited back. The priests wanted to hear what I had to say about reconciliation with the other tribes. They're listening. At least they've begun to listen. There's a distance between ears and deeds.
Because of what we did?
What you did.
It was for the mourners. I think it helped them.
You set them on the path. You can't know what their journeys hold. Such is the priest's lot. Perhaps a red robe would suit you.
Not me. Besides, your temple doesn't even take women.
We would be richer if we did. Go in light, my friend, and let the sun cast your way.
Thank you, Naman. Where I'm going, I could probably use all the light I can get.
I like that dude. I like that dude a lot. Dude wants women in the ranks. Dude's talking about all the atrocities they've done and is like super open about it. That dude kicks some serious ass, and I really hope he makes it higher in the ranks. Really, really do.
Able-bodied adventurers, preferably
God.
with no friends or family. I'm not choosing.
Okay, so this is Hunter's Lodge shit. Talk to Talana. I didn't realize that she was in there. All right. Talana, what's up? Let's see how she is. Man, I wonder how hardy she is. To me, it seems like if you're a woman in the Hunter's Lodge, you gotta really just be a freaking force of nature in order to survive how brutal they are toward women. So she's probably a badass.
You're Talana? Assis said you were a hawk without a fledgling to sponsor. Or are you trying to drive me off too? It's okay, I've dealt with worse.
Not a great way to start, Aloy. Man. I understand the sentiment because literally every interaction Aloy's had in this specific space of the Hunter's Lodge has been pretty crappy. Especially coming off of dealing with the lead hawk dude, Sunhawk. But, man, if you want to get people on your side and you want people to help you out and you want to engage in a way that's really meaningful, don't start with your judgments and worries and projections as a means to engage at the outset. Like Aloy walking up here and being like, let me guess, you want to kick my ass out of here too? Like, you aren't gonna win on that. You might feel like, ooh, zing, got her. But like, that's not, again, it's not akin to any kind of goodwill if this is something you want to engage in. That'd be one thing if Aloy was like, I don't want anything to do with the Hunter's Lodge. But Aloy's not entitled to this position. And coming in here like a battering ram like that is just not the way. It's especially surprising to me that Aloy would approach a woman who has made it to Hawk status and be this antagonistic at the outset. Like, that really surprises me. Because it's been pretty clear that Aloy's identity as a woman matters to her, as evidenced by the conversation she just had with the priest about how, like, you know, you don't let women into the church anyway. So, like, it's something that she pays attention to. And so the fact that, like, she'd walk up to this woman who's a hawk in the Hunter's Lodge, like, and just be antagonizing her, like, Aloy, you got to work on your social acumen at the outset of conversations.
I'll bet you have. But you're wrong. It's not okay. Especially not today.
What happened today?
One of our own just died fighting Red Maw. You'll never face a more dangerous Thunderjaw. Cuts through trees, rocks, people.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's part of the hunt.
That rope around her chin is making me so uncomfortable. I can think of few things I would like to have on my face less than a freaking rope. Anyway.
Is there any actual hunting in this lodge? So far, it's been all talk.
Yes, of course. You fight a machine, then bring its trophy to Assis the Sunhawk, then no one can deny you brought it down.
Assis, what's his story?
He's the Sunhawk of the Lodge. The highest ranking asshole... Sorry, member. He's taken down Ravagers, Stalkers, Behemoths.
So, I've taken down a lot of machines.
As have I. Even brought down 2 Stormbirds. But he's a hawk who brought in the trophies first. That's how it works. Whichever hawk defeats the greatest machine first becomes a Sunhawk.
How does one become a hawk?
When a hawk dies, his thrush is promoted in his place, no matter how anyone feels about it.
Who is this Legan, the man at the door?
Legan? He's a hawk. He had an impressive run in his day, but he doesn't fight anymore. He supports the lodge in other ways. Unlike the other hawks, who hoard all the best kills and drink the bar dry.
I'm ready to hunt, so tell me, what do I have to do?
You want them to regret looking down on you? Then speak to them in their language. Kill 3 Sawtooths, 2 Ravagers, and a Stalker. Deliver their trophies directly to Assis. That should shut them all up.
So if I do that, you'll sponsor me?
I'll consider it. Just to make Assis boil.
That's what I'm talking about. She gets it. Like, this, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate that when you want to push against a system that's in existence, that you have to be a badass, that you have to go above and beyond in order to be considered the bare minimum. And this is unfortunately a situation that so many folks in marginalized positions find themselves in, where you have to be stellar in order to make it work. But the thing that really stands out to me here is that she pays attention to the context that she's in and has realized you have to speak their language if you want to make this work. You want to be a badass, you want to be part of this lodge, you're going to have to do that kind of work, and you're going to have to meet them where they're at. As much as you may not like it, as awful as that feels, you're going to have to do it. Now, Aloy could certainly decide if her request was absolutely ridiculous. Aloy could be like, no, not going to do that, and walk away. She doesn't have to be a part of this group. But if Aloy wants to be a part of this group, then there is a level of flexibility that she's going to have to show in terms of like making herself look like a badass. And that's within reason. I am not suggesting that Aloy should just have to like that the Sunhawk is not a dick. He is. Like, I'm not saying that Aloy has to be buddy-buddy with the Sunhawk. I'm not saying she has to do anything that's in any violation to her morals, values, or anything like that. But unfortunately, if she wants to instill some change, she has to endure some bullshit. And it's really the unfair proposition of being in a marginalized group when there's a dominant group that seeks to continue to control the whole thing. And that's really heavily steeped in the blood of the Hunter's Lodge, as evidenced by the codexes we read last episode. So she's a great person for Aloy to be aligned with here, because this is the kind of, she needs to be around another like rebel with a cause, because I think Aloy really deeply connects with that. And so this is a really wonderful person to be her mentor should she come back with these trophies. And it may help her learn some of the tact you have to use to navigate these spaces. Again, I don't like the reality. I'm not sitting here condoning the reality that Aloy is living in here as it relates to Hunter's Lodge. I wish it was different, but we can't work with what we wish we had. We have to work with what we have. And you have to make decisions based on those known variables. And that's what we're doing. And that's certainly what she does. Kind of wish I would have taken that quest before I left, though. All right. I got the supplies I gotta get. Go to the fork in the road to learn what happened to Nissan. Investigate the bunker, find use for the power. Okay, so let's do... God, this is such a long-ass journey. Holy hell. But Olin's going to be around there. What is this? Hey. Oh, gather a long leg lens. Gather it. Okay, so... I guess on my journey... we will probably come across some... Yeah. Alright. We're going to make the journey. I will be right back, though, because I gotta pee. Okay. At least I can get to a campfire that's over here. Oh, welcome back, Matt. All right. We're gonna go back this way. We'll grab that vessel. You bet, buddy. Hey! No! Oh, jeez. Oh, damn, look at that. Got some... I going? Okay. This way. All right. Hope today's stream has had some good things to talk about so far. Oh, it has. We've had some good combos. This game has provided a lot of really cool stuff for us. Which I appreciate immensely. What's up, dudes? Wait, are you guys?
Come on, brothers, let's...
Street cultist or cultist priest. All right. What a cool area. Oh, this is the excavation site. Oh, shit. I don't want to do this yet. Oh, shit. That's what... Okay. Not trying to do that yet. Hey! Hey! All right, so big ass settlement up there. I don't think that's where I'm going though.
It's Erend. Then he's in trouble.
God damn it, dude! I just want to do side quests. I don't want to talk to Erend yet. Oh my god, am I an asshole if I just keep walking? Sorry, bud. I got other shit to attend to. You just deal with the deer yourself. God. Game's like, do the main quest, DrMick. People in chat are like, yeah, come on.
This must be when Hassan was supposed to check in.
Question is, did he?
It looks like there was a scuffle here, but no body.
Cotton leather, likely torn from a garment, stained with blood, origin unknown.
If someone dragged Hassan off, there should be tracks.
Always is.
Here we are. Let's see where they went.
Yeah, we'll have an emergency at a time that's more convenient for me, Erend. Because right now, all you're giving me is an errand.
I've been seen.
All right, freaking chill. Man, these people dragged this dude a long way. Holy cow. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? No, man. Not right now.
A Shadow Carja outpost. Let's hope Nassan is inside.
Ah! I think we're gonna have to go in loud here. What up? My arrows can pierce even the finest of steel. Apparently. Got a lot of blood on my hands right now. What up? Shut up.
Okay.
Nope. Shut up. The only thing on you is my arrow.
We've got Nassan, all right. He needs help.
Oh boy.
Let's try this again. I'll keep it simple since you're obviously feeble. What were you doing out by the flood?
It was a picnic. With your mother.
I think he's trying to hurt your feelings.
Won't work. My mother loves a good picnic.
Be that as it may, we're not getting anywhere.
That's all right. I don't mind breaking a few of his bones.
How many do you think we'll have to crack to make him squeal?
He's got spirit. Might take 7.
All right. I'm taking wagers.
It's a great way, by the way, to mess with somebody's insult is to just go with it. Like, beautiful. Like, yeah, take your mom for a picnic. Well, you should. My mom loves picnics. You completely disarm people when you do that. Like, if you get all up in arms and pissy about that, all you're doing is just fanning the flames. Like, if you just go with it, you will just throw people off so quickly. Super CHP, thanks for the $5. It was a brilliant tactic. All right, here we go. Aloy Wick.
Is that ticket worse?
That dude was freaking ready to go.
Guide this. Only a little blood.
Kindeev sent me. Let's get you out of here.
I thought that old salt had abandoned me. Guess I owe him a slap on the back. Come on, this way.
Uh-oh. I left one awake. Hey, convenient rope. Okay. You jump off the same way I do, eh? Woo!
Kindeev told me about the cause. Did you lose the shipment?
No. It's hidden nearby. There's a lot of hungry people in Sunfall that will be happy to see it.
Good. Now, listen. When you head back to Meridian, talk to a noble named Ravon. If you're honest with him, I think he'll help.
Beg a high blood for help? Ugh. But after everything you've done, I can't refuse. But for now, I'm bound for Sunfall. Be safe.
It's kind of interesting that Aloy thinks that he's gonna have any kind of pull. Like, I get one. I mean, I get de-triangulating yourself, but I really do think that Aloy, if Aloy wants to really help them in that way, she is going to have to insert herself. I don't think Aloy can get away with telling that guy. Because, I mean, that Raven guy might just be like, thanks for returning the sword, but why the hell did you take it? And if that guy's like, I took it because we're poor and we don't have access to resources, like, I don't know how seriously he'll take him. I mean, I guess it's up to him. But it would be, I think, a lot more meaningful to have Aloy be like, hey, here's the sword, and let's go find out, though. It just, from a you know, again, it's one of those things where, like, it sucks the way you have to play the game, but you have to honor that there's a level of structure here where Aloy, by being somebody who has this arbitrary respect from people, her saying something has a lot more impact than somebody that has already been objectified by the person that she's engaging with. Like, if that guy goes up to him, that guy's literally engaging with, like, an object. He's not, probably. I mean, I don't know him for sure. But the odds are a lot more in your favor as Aloy if you're the one that has that conversation. And if you think that doesn't matter, ask yourself why Gatorade uses high-profile athletes to promote its product instead of middle school athletes. People care when people they perceive as skilled and resourceful and powerful endorse certain things. It makes a difference. Even though it arguably shouldn't, it does. So let's see what happens here.
See for yourself.
Sun King Avad has reestablished.
A man named Nassan came to see me, and we came to an arrangement. I think many in Sunfall will benefit from it. All this from a stolen sword. As they say, follow the shadow and you'll find a flame.
Wow. Okay. Hey, he was amenable to it. I think Aloy following up still solid, but all right. That went well. Good.
A man named Nassan.
All right, yep, I know. You already told me. Cool. Well then. I think we'll have to go find old Olin at the excavation site in part 11. Thank you, friends, for tuning in for part 10. I hope you enjoyed it as we did a few more side quests and cleaned some stuff up. I do enjoy doing that. If you're like, DrMick, why don't you ever do main quests? Like, if I do the main quest, the side quests become less interesting for me. So I like to knock out side quests where I can and then hit the main line. So we're actually going to hit the main line in part 11. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me. Leave a like, leave a comment, follow the links in the description. Those of you that financially support this, thank you so much for doing that, whether it's by becoming a member on YouTube or buying some merch or whatever it may be. Thank you very much for that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're binging, see you in 11. If you're waiting for the next one to come out, I'll get it out as soon as we can.